And the house is in the right.
I know that.
Situation. You take a look at it. You have the picture. You just have the picture. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to bring the Smithfield Zoning Board of Review meeting for January 3rd, 2024 to order. Before we begin with a roll call, actually, I will begin with a roll call as to who's present. Newest alternate member, Frank.
Yes, Frank Smith.
Frank Smith, welcome.
Thank you.
Rick Levely.
John Hunt.
Ed Savino.
I'm David Ursillo, the Assistant Solicitor.
And Peter Labouty.
And Carol Ogden. So we do not have our chair and vice chair tonight, so before we begin the actual opening of the meeting, I'd like to request a motion with respect to someone to act as temporary chair for this meeting.
Make a motion that Ed Savino acts as temporary chair for this
I'll
meeting.
second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Savino, you are now the temporary chair for the evening.
Donna, do we have any communication?
We do not, just the meeting minutes.
Old business, meeting minutes?
Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes of the meeting, our last meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Have a motion to
Make a
accept them?
motion, we accept the meeting minutes as submitted?
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Want to give the instructions of our emergency
Egress?
egress out of here?
Okay, emergency evacuation. In the case of an emergency, there are two main exits out of the chambers. The first is to the left side of the stage, through the doorway and down to the stairs to the back of the town hall. The second is out the back of the chambers to the stairway out to the front of the town hall. Men's facilities are through the back door of the chambers, past the stairway around the corner on the right. Ladies' facilities are through the back door, up the stairs, and on the left. Please do not use the elevator in times of emergency.
Donna, can we read our first applicant?
First case is case number 24-001. Adler Properties LLC is applicant and owner of property located at 606 Putnam Pike. Listed as Plat 3, Lot 1, seeks a special use permit under section 4.3.B.10 and 4.4.B.10. Dwelling 2 family to convert an existing residence into a duplex in a village district.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is Timothy Kane. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Rhode Island, and I have an office at 627 Putnam Pike. I do represent Adler Properties LLC. As you can see from the application, they've owned this property since February of 2016. It's 606 Putnam Pike, and it's a decent sized lot for the village district. It's almost 26,000 feet. It is a single-family residence. It's a fairly good-sized structure. It's 4,121 square feet, and the main house has 4 bedrooms upstairs. You have existing floor plans of the basement, the first floor, the second floor, and the garage area, which is not a garage area anymore. That was converted by Harmony Hill School, who used this property as a group home. The garage area has a handicap lavatory in it, and it was also used as a recreation area. I think they had a ping pong table in there. Adler Brothers seeks to convert that area of the structure into a small apartment. So it would be a 1-bedroom apartment. The lavatory's in there. They would put a kitchen in. I'm not sure whether they're going to go with an open floor plan or partition off a bedroom. They have plenty of room in the back for parking. We're not looking for a parking relief. They may close off one of the front driveways. It's got 2 curb cuts for safety reasons. They own the property to the right and the left, I believe. Both properties to the left, the nice brick red building, and they also own the colonial structure to the immediate right of that, and they will landscape it as they've landscaped their other properties now that they have full control out of it and the tenants are gone. And I would submit to you that it won't look like a duplex. The look is not going to change at all. The aesthetics will change with the improvements in the landscaping. So it will still look like a single-family house. There is a need for housing. There's already a handicap bathroom in there, so I think it would make a nice little apartment, which will, give
Mr.
somebody.
King, can you just raise your mic higher?
Sure, absolutely. So as I said, there's already a handicapped accessible bathroom in there. There'll be an entrance from the rear. It will maintain the look of a single-family residence. The parking, for the most part, will be in the rear, so aesthetically, it's not going to be bastardized. You're not going to drive by it and say, oh, that doesn't look right. They will landscape the front of it as they've done with their abutting properties. So I think it will be an asset to the village, and it will, go a little way to serving a housing need. It will be a nice ground level, small apartment for somebody. Pretty straightforward. I do have Scott Adler here. He can answer any questions that you have. And I would say if I own that property, or if one of the Adlers owned it and lived there, they could make it an accessory dwelling as a matter of right.
Yeah, for family,
Correct. That's not the case, but it's just kind of.
but I'm just saying, a family, accessory family unit, you wouldn't even be here for that.
Yeah.
You could have the
Yeah.
accessory family unit.
Yep.
Question number one, I do have. You said that the main house, the main structure is 4 bedrooms, correct? Now, is there a septic system here, or is it sewer? So it is sewer.
You want to swear him in just to keep the record clean, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
State your name.
Scott Adler, Adler Properties.
And so Scott, is the property hooked to municipal water and sewer?
Yes, it is.
And does the property also have a fire sprinkler system in it?
Sprinkler, yes, a full sprinkler system, yes.
So basically, it was a commercial use prior to this. A group home.
Is all that staying? The sprinkler system, the fire alarm system?
Yes.
Okay. Just FYI, I did go by the property. You had somebody in there working, so I took a tour, took a look through, but now it's obviously there's quite a bit of work to be done on that property. I'm questioning, I was gonna ask the building official, one, I know you're gonna use windows out the front, but if you got a handicapped person, that ain't gonna work, having only one exit in the building by any chance. So that's one of my concerns. On the main building itself, you only have the entrance in the front, but you have to go downstairs into the basement to get out of it as a second entrance. Are you doing anything different there?
We hadn't planned on it. We hadn't planned on doing anything different there.
So that was my question. Maybe the building official can add some comments to this, but that was one of my concerns also, that there's a fire in the building. I don't think I want to run down to the basement to get out of it. Is this going to be just all, like, you're not selling the property as a building, you're going to be renting it out?
Correct.
Okay. Are you redoing the electrical service in the building, so you have 2 meters? Are you splitting all this up and rewiring it? How are you, just question?
We're gonna add a service for the apartment.
Okay. I believe the heating system was all based off the original building, so how are you handling that? See, now you're putting it,
The apartment will have its own separate heating system.
will have its own heating system?
Yes.
Okay. I was just, when I saw it, I was kind of like, me, myself, I don't think I'd want horns and strobes in my house, but it's quite heavy duty for a resident. I understand, where as a group home, you're required by code to do that, but as a residential, you're really not required to have that much of a system in there. And the existing sprinkler system, I noticed it in the main part of the house, but I don't know if I really remember seeing it in the little addition. Are you extending it into there?
I believe it's in there.
Okay. I remember seeing that. So I guess my question, if it isn't there, will you be extending it?
If we need to, we will. If we don't, we won't.
It's residential, I don't believe it's required, so that's why I was asking the question.
There's a hydrant there and there's a water line, unlike, we're sitting in rural areas where they want you to put a cistern in, or they want you to do a fire suppression. You know, there's no hydrant in the water.
No, I just noticed, a lot of other states are starting to mandate extinguishers, fire extinguishers, I mean, sprinkler systems in homes.
Not cheap.
No. They use a little bit different system that's installed there. It's all hard pipe, so. Other than that, like I said, I mean, I know, you know, the state is really pushing for a lot of housing, so this falls under that criteria. I just, after looking at it, I thought, you know, property-wise, it's gonna get said, it's got plenty of parking,
The bathrooms there, it's gonna make a nice little apartment.
and the fireplace in the back underneath the overhang is really nice. I don't know if you saw that. Okay,
The building needs some work.
huh?
The building needs some work.
Yes. Anybody else have any questions?
So, Mr. King, what work is being done as we speak? And are permits issued to it?
I believe we do have permits. We're just doing painting and some woodworking right now.
Cosmetic?
Cosmetic, yes.
Yes, Mr. McWhite, are you aware of what permits have been?
The agricultural land permits is not something I looked into before today's meeting. I can't answer the question about sprinkler systems, if that's something that is requested.
I'm sorry, that's something that is.
Swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. I believe a question was raised about the presence of any active building permits. I didn't come prepared with that question to be answered today. I didn't check to see if there were any. However, if there a statement of simply doing painting and finish work on the inside narrow to the wood work, that does not need a permit. The question about sprinkler systems, there are at least 3 different types of your primary types of sprinkler systems. In a group home, it may well have been either a 13R system or a full 13 system. The difference being a 13R is something that is 3 or more family and has limited coverage. And the full 13 means it has complete coverage, including inside of closets and bathrooms and so forth. So whichever type they have in there most likely will serve the conversion to a 2-family, which in that case would only, if a sprinkler system were chosen, would only require 13D, which is a dwelling type sprinkler system.
Okay, so if there's an existing system in there right now, and if it doesn't have to cover every area.
That's accurate. And if there were a decision by the owner to reduce the area of coverage, the fire department wouldn't necessarily be brought in to that end.
Okay.
But Mr. Smith, a sprinkler system wouldn't be required in a duplex, correct? So, I mean,
How
that's
about the question I had earlier about the egress from the main building part? There's only one on the front door, and the other one you have to go down, you have to go down into the basement to go out the bulkhead.
So Rhode Island's residential code does not require more than a single means of egress.
Okay.
And also because the building benefits from a sprinkler system, the travel distance is increased by 300%.
So that eliminates that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mr. Gentile, I have one question. Do we need to have them amend their application to include a variance for the square footage? I'm reading the table, that's just 20,000 per unit.
Variances when you have a special use permit, you can ask for whatever.
Say that again?
Since they're requesting a special use permit, they don't need to request a variance for whatever the reason they require.
What are you, I missed that part of it. Mr. Ursula, what variance are you?
So I think the dimension of a square footage is 40,000. 20,000
Okay.
per unit.
Yep.
But I don't know if you have to actually ask for it in this situation, because it's all
Yeah.
existing.
Out of abundance of caution, I'd like to amend the application to ask for it, just so there's no question.
They will come to about 13,900 square feet.
Thank you. So I'd like to make a motion to amend the application to ask for 13,900 square feet, David, of dimensional release on the lot size for a two-family. Although in the Village District, we'll ask for it anyway. The minimum lot size is 20,000 square feet, and two families are allowed by special use permit. We're in a Village District, so it's kind of I still think out of an abundance of caution, it can't hurt to ask for it.
It's 25/7, so 14,300 square feet of relief on the zoning lot.
And we could get that via, I think what Chris was saying, you can grant a variance via special use permit when the two come before you at the same time. Your zoning ordinance allows that.
Correct.
Thank you.
So he's asking to amend his application. Someone like to make a motion to accept an amendment to the application to allow the square foot relief of 14,300 square feet.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to amend the variance for the 14,300 square feet relief required.
Mr. Chair, I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Basketball court staying?
Yeah. I had a question on the square footage. So on the application, it says there's 4,000 square feet of gross square footage. On public record, as of right now, the single family is 2,086. I know with finishing off the garage area, you're only planning on one floor of living space, correct?
Correct.
So what is the living space square footage gonna be in that first unit, that one bedroom unit? Like just, what's the total square footage of living space we're looking at?
There's no dimension on it.
I don't think it's gonna be 4,000 square feet.
No, not the apartment.
Yeah.
No.
No, you totaled the whole property.
Yeah, I don't know if they included the basement in there either.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Yeah, because I know you're not finishing the second floor of the garage either.
Approximately 576 square feet.
Okay, so it's pretty tiny. And then the only other question I had, I didn't get a chance to drive by it, but with you closing off potentially one of the driveways, would that be in a busy road? Is there enough room on that one existing driveway that's gonna be left where if someone's coming out and someone's coming in at the same time, that's the only thing I'm a little concerned about. Is it wide enough for two cars to pass at the same time if they need to?
Yes, it is. That second driveway, to me, is very dangerous to get out of because it's too close to the road to make a turn.
Mhm.
To me, it's dangerous.
Okay.
And that's why we want to get rid of it.
All right. Thank you.
What is the distance of that, the width of that curb cut? Approximate,
I think it's about 24.
24? Do we have any more questions for Mr. Kane or Mr. Adler?
No.
No, we just open up to the public, David, since there's no public. Is there anyone here in favor of this application? Is there anyone here against this application? Hearing none, we're going to close the public hearing and we'll go into deliberation. May I have a motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
No.
Make a motion to go into deliberation.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we go into deliberations? Didn't that come out?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right.
Have a motion.
Make a motion that we approve as applied with the amended square footage rules that they were seeking.
Mr. Chair, I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. You want to recess or you want to adjourn?
Adjourn.
You want to adjourn so soon? Okay.
Mr. Chair,
I'll
I
second, go ahead. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good to go.